Our first guest, he's a film critic extraordinaire, a voracious connoisseur of the arts, and an unrepentant gourmand, and a dear, dear friend of both mine and Summer's. Please welcome John DeSando.
Making groovy movies. Making groovy movies. I'm making groovy, 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 groovy. Making groovy movies.
All of that's not true. I'm just good friends.
Very cool. So John has been to every one of our shows since the start.
Yeah, that's true.
True? Yeah.
But does he do any impressions?
He does. I don't know. Do you do any impressions?
No,
you
I
do
don't.
a single impression,
Just
not
the
one.
impression of myself getting old watching your shows.
That's funny. That's funny because I was going to say I think you do a pretty great impression of Stevie Wonder because you're wearing sunglasses 24 hours a day.
Oh, I know.
Okay. Let's start with that.
Yeah.
This is nothing new to me. In fact, it doesn't even faze me anymore to see you. I'm going to do Christopher Walken all night, by the way. Doesn't even faze me anymore to see you in sunglasses. You wear them all the time. So, why?
Well, most of my friends have such big egos, I've got to shield myself when I look at them.
All right, did you come prepared with all this bullshit?
I didn't. I just know you very
I
well.
want real shit. I want real answers from you.
I have elliptical shaped eyes inside, and
As
I'm
do
very-
every human being, by the
Right,
way,
right.
has elliptical shaped eyes.
So the light makes me squint. Mm-hmm. And so with putting these on makes it easier for me to see, and it makes me cooler.
I suspect it's the latter. Okay, so let's start the conversation with summer movies. You and I both have a show, Cinema Classics. We recently celebrated our 400th show.
It's too much, I admit.
Probably we're up to about 450 at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah?
exactly, yeah.
450. How long have we been doing this?
That would be about 8 years.
8? Are you serious? It's been
50
8
shows
years?
a year.
Okay. 8 years?
Yeah, I know it.
I think I might have Alzheimer's. I'm serious. I don't remember it being 8 years, but okay.
Yeah.
You also have another show on WCBE.
Yeah, boy. Thanks, Jim Coe.
It's
Thank
called
you.
It's
Thank
Movie
you,
Time.
Daniel.
It's called It's Movie Time.
It's
So you
called
review films.
Yeah.
You've been doing this for a long time. That's how we met.
Yep.
We met reviewing films. I was writing for the other paper at the time. You remember the other paper? Anybody? Just out of curiosity, anybody remember those reviews I used to write?
I do. Alternative
A
flicks.
couple of folks.
Scathing.
Thank you, Miles.
Yep.
I appreciate that.
Yep.
Okay, so John and I met when I was writing reviews at the other paper. The interesting thing was, at that time, there was no such thing as a Central Ohio
Film
community of film critics. Everybody kept to themselves. Nobody talked to anybody else. You'd go to press screenings at the Drexel East about once or twice a week at 11 a.m. in the morning, and you'd review these films. And only a handful of people would show up because there were only a handful of critics who were earning a living doing that in the city at the time, some of them not making a living. And no one spoke to one another. And the big dog in the pond, sorry for the mixed metaphor, the big fish in the dog park was, fuck, I keep fucking that up. The big person in the critical arena was Frank from the Dispatch. And
Very fine critic, fine writer.
he was all right.
But
He's okay. And Frank would make a big show of his, showing up, and everybody would have to, bow down to his cranberry fucking muffin.
No, he lived around the corner.
Right.
He
What
made
is
us
the
wait.
cranberry
He lived
muffin?
around. They would put a cranberry. They would have a cranberry muffin rolled out on
I
a
thought
red
that was
carpet
a
for this guy.
euphemism for something.
No,
Everyone
it's
would
not
bow
a
down to
euphemism.
his
It's a real
cranberry
cranberry
muffin.
muffin.
I'm like, what is a cranberry muffin?
But that's a good point. That's a good point that John makes. Frank actually lived 30 seconds from the theater and yet was 15 minutes late to every screening. It was a big pain in the ass. Anyway, one day, John and his co-host at the time, Clay Lowe, walked in for the first time, and they were so friendly and so gregarious and knew everybody there and knew what everybody had written and what publication they wrote for. And suddenly, the tide had turned, and critics were talking. Critics were sharing their ideas with each other. We did a show at the Wexner Center, I remember. We had all of us there. And it's because of this man's friendliness and gregariousness, his openness to human beings, that there now exists what is called the Central Ohio Film Critics Association. Sorry, long story short. Give him a round of applause for being
Thank you.
a person. You know, now in Columbus, we take it for granted that we collaborate, right? You help somebody who's up to something good, right? You all want to play a part in it. That's why many of you come here every month. Lana, where are you? Where are you? You come here every month because of that spirit of unity in this city. Somebody's doing something interesting, you support it. This guy was there from the start, so thank you, John. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And the other show, it's Movie Time, I have about half a dozen hosts that alternate in, and one of my fine hosts is Summer Marie. And,
Thank you.
yes. And what movie did we recently do?
Baby Driver.
Oh
My God.
Neat.
Just came
Has
out.
anybody
Anyone see it? Has anyone
Baby
seen
Driver?
it? Yeah. It's really
Maybe
good.
the best movie of the summer.
Yeah.
One of the best movies of the year.
Very good.
And,
All right. Let's talk real quick about summer movies and get this out of the way because we have real shit to grill you about. The summer movie season underway. The best movie this summer, obviously, you just said.
Yeah, but close on its heels, Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? I'm not a big hero fan of those movies. This is good stuff. Its feminism is very, very low key. What it is a great story. And
So for you misogynists, you won't notice.
Yeah.
It's a little spoonful of sugar with your medicine.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
No, it's actually it's a fun movie. She's got great chemistry with Chris Pine, right?
Yeah.
And it kind of devolves into the usual business at the end, but up until that point,
Its flaw is the ending.
yeah. Biggest disappointment of the summer so far.
Oh boy. How about I'm thinking because it's enwrapped, it's embalmed, it should stay there forever.
Oh, yeah. The Mummy.
All right. We got it. And
Poor
what are
Tom
you
Cruise.
what are you most looking forward to this summer
I
yet
am
to come?
very much looking forward to, and I recommend very highly, Spider-Man: Homecoming. Now I know it doesn't sound like something maybe I would like. It's another hero film. This is filled with humor. It's a kind of backstory. It's when Peter Parker is a sophomore in high school, so he's just learning the trade. He's really an intern with Tony Stark, and I'm going to tell you, you'll laugh every other minute. It has good calisthenics, but it doesn't have him languishing over a woman.
Only you would come up with that phrase. It has good calisthenics. 4 star. New York Times quotes John DeSando. 4 stars. It has good calisthenics. Okay.
What about The Beguiled? The Beguiled?
Yeah. The Beguiled.
Oh my
That is
my
great.
gosh. If you want a period piece set in the Civil War,
We don't. But go ahead.
and
It's you. What are
I'm
you
just
doing?
kidding.
You love Clint
I'm just being a
Eastwood.
smartass.
Clint
This is my
Eastwood.
job. Once a month here is my job.
Nicole Kidman tied to the waist, so you could put your hand right around it. Colin Farrell for the ladies. Problem is, he's a Union soldier. He's been wounded, and he is taken to a mansion, an antebellum mansion, and tended to by half a dozen women. You would think this would be a good thing. It
They
is
don't.
not.
They metaphorically castrate him.
Right.
But it was his
Okay.
fault. Let's just say that.
But
All right.
It was
it's
his
actually a
fault.
very good period piece.
All right. Now, we only have you up here for a
Yes,
select amount
I
of
realize
time,
it.
and you're always telling me to wrap up the fucking
Oh,
interviews.
I know, man.
This guy tells me every month.
I know.
That one went on too
Too
long.
long, too long.
Too long, too long. Guess what?
It's just that I want
pal?
more time for
You
Dan
got about
Michelle,
2
though.
minutes. More time for Dan. Okay, let's get into the good stuff, okay? John is a voracious supporter of the arts in town. Very quickly, I'm giving you 10 seconds to tell us What on the arts scene should we take part in?
Look, it's summertime. Get out, get into Schiller Park, and see Pride and Prejudice. Excellent production by Actors Theater. As some of you saw Julius Caesar a little while ago, what's better? Central Park had Julius Caesar to much contention because they made their Julius Caesar like Donald Trump.
Love it.
But this one, this Pride and Prejudice takes that expansive novel and makes it into 2 hours of delight. It's a lot of dialogue from Jane Austen's novel. It's a lot of romance, and it's humor. Just telling you, it's summer. Go over Brown Bag, get yourself a sandwich, come back, and sit and enjoy the evening. It's what it's
Great.
about.
Okay. Excellent. How about that? Next up, music in the city. What should we be paying attention to?
Well, again, it's an outdoor thing, and so the symphony, the pops. I think there's a pops coming up this weekend. That's the stuff to do in the Commons. I know some of you missed that big spending factory there, and now we have a Commons. But I'm going to tell you, this is a great city. It's the 14th largest city in the country, and you're having trouble parking because it is the 14th largest.
You
city
mean in terms of obesity?
That too?
It's the same number.
It is almost. I know. Yeah. Anyway, yes, I think that's the place for music this summer.
Okay. Very, very cool. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thanks.
And John is on the board of Early Music, right?
I am.
Tell people about Early Music because not many folks know about it.
Music of the medieval period, Renaissance, and the Baroque. And we are gifted because only cities like Boston have such an organization that brings in early music from all over the globe. And the most famous acts, including our local early interval, about 6 times a year. So look for it. If you want something very, very new, if you've played a recorder, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But there's some early guitars here.
Yeah.
There's some great singing. Yes.
Very excellent. Yeah. John is, for sure, go ahead. More applause
Thanks.
for John.
Thanks.
Film critic, he, eats out, he...
I do.
He does all this stuff, music and theater. He's always asking us to go. We're like, oh, will you give us a fucking break? We can't keep up with you. We can't keep up with you. Now shit gets personal. Okay, we got all that art stuff out of it. You guys want to know about John, right?
Oh boy, no. This is not going to be
Let's
good.
cut beneath the veneer of coolness.
I hear people
Let's
out
cut
there like, it's
beneath
gonna be
the
good.
slightly tinted aviator shades and dig up some real truth.
Oh, no.
I asked Jordan today.
Look
Jordan,
at this. Look at this picture.
Turn down the lights for a second. Let's get a
Look at
shot
this
right
bud.
up. Can we turn down all of these lights? Let's look. There's John canoeing. Look at this.
Oh, wow. Is
Look
that
at those
like a...
gams.
That's it.
This is you auditioning for Last of the Mohicans. What is this?
No,
What
it's
are
an
we looking
American Eagle.
Yeah, we can leave the lights down for a second. We don't need. Let's feast your eyes on this while we delve into John's psyche.
That's it. Seneca
Where were
Lake. Seneca Lake, in case any of you don't know it.
I asked Jordan. Where's Jordan? Jordan's back there at the bar. Okay, Jordan also is neck and neck with you for attendance at the show.
Oh yeah.
I think you're one show ahead of
Okay.
Jordan, meaning you've never missed one. Right?
He missed
Okay.
one.
I told Jordan today we're interviewing. What do you want me to ask John?
Oh no.
He said, I want to know about women. That's what he said. I want to know about women.
Like,
Because John has a way with women,
It's not going to be good.
right? Has a way with
gonna be
women.
I learned from my
And I'm
daughters.
gonna make it. I'm gonna make this good for you.
Oh boy.
What is
yeah.
it about women? Much.
Well, I'll be unoriginal. John Updike, the great novelist, said the reason he preferred the company of women is that there is so much less of a chance of being misunderstood.
Oh.
And that's why I love women.
Yes. Good answer.
It's almost as though you knew I was gonna ask that,
I didn't.
but you didn't.
Probably been asked it.
So we have some folks here in the audience that love and support everything you do, including your flatulence. They will get behind that. They will
get behind
post it
it.
on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat it live. They'll do all kinds of shit to support you. This is your chance now to ask John a question that you will get an honest answer for. Not that he wouldn't always be honest to you, but now's the chance. You got a format. This is an interview format. So Wayne, do you have a question for John?
I've known Wayne for 35 years. This ought to be interesting.
There
Wayne,
should be no question.
this is for 30 listen! For 30 seconds, we got to put a time limit on it. 30 seconds, this is your talk show.
Come on, this is Wayne Miller, former dean at Franklin University.
Thank you. Now, John, we've talked a lot about movies.
Yes.
What is your favorite movie?
You know, I
Oh
can't-
my God, I
can
gave
te-
you the fuck. That's what you ask? I know the answer to
That's
that.
fine, Wayne.
Wayne,
You're not
try
misunderstood
again. Try
with me.
again.
You're
Try
not
again.
misunderstood
Magnificent
with me.
Seven. Try again.
You're not.
Magnificent
Come
Seven.
on.
Do another one. Do another question. Nah, it's silly.
I'm set up on this. Okay, John. You've talked about women quite a bit. We've talked about women over the years.
Yes.
Okay.
Now we're talking.
Now, I know this would, Johnny would like this. Okay. Okay. If you had it to do over again,
Yes.
if you could not choose your John Updike quote,
Right.
what is the best thing about women that you can think of?
Very good. Very good.
Question. That's a good question. That's a good one. Thank you, Wayne. Wayne, everybody.
Okay.
Also a guest on It's Movie Time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wayne also appears on It's Movie Time.
Yeah,
And-
terrific. Answer the question.
Yeah. The question is, the killer for me is their wit. If they have a sense of humor and intelligence, I'm halfway there as long as they have good hair and legs. And
All right.
You
Jordan.
knew you wouldn't get out of this without like
Jordan,
saying
you got
that.
a question for John? Huh?
That was
No,
it.
That's bullshit. Okay.
thanks.
We got one.
Oh,
David, you got a
David.
question?
David.
All right, let's hear it.
Sorry,
Here
I
you
was
go.
getting comfortable.
No, whichever.
You said you didn't like superhero movies, but what is your favorite superhero movie?
Right now, it would have to be the Spider-Man I saw last night.
It's your short attention span, whatever the last thing is. We got a question?
Okay.
That's all right.
Oh, yeah. Louis, come up here. Right here, brother.
Wow.
So movie related, Meryl Streep is considered the greatest actor of actress of all time.
You know, that's
But
good.
why can't she bring in a movie that grosses over $35 million?
Largely because she likes to be in intelligent movies where she's challenged as an actress, and I'm afraid if you look around at your fellow Americans, not here, but in other places, you'll understand why.
I mean, look at De
Very
Niro.
good.
He succumbed to like analyze this, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
right. Well, that was actually
yeah.
good. Annie, you got a question?
Isn't that something? Good old genetics. And thank you for that. But I was a blonde as a kid, and I started getting white hair, gray hair somewhere in my 40s. And
Never colored
and my
it?
grandmother, no. And my grandmother had white hair, maybe in their 50s. So
All right.
I was, yes, thank you.
Cool. We got time for one more.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Staley.
Who is it?
This is Staley Monroe.
Oh, Saley, hi, saw you there. Yeah.
I'm so impressed with you. I think it's great.
Thank you.
You're talking to
wonder-
me or John?
Well, of course
Okay.
you, Johnny.
Okay, thank you. I just want to make
Always
sure.
Johnny. I love it. My question for you is, in my experience with people over maybe even 50,
Okay.
it's like there's a category of those that never change versus those who are constantly growing and awake
Right.
and are woke, you could say,
Right.
and are still trying to encourage their over 50 peers about like what's going on in the world. And so how you seem to be the latter. And my question is for any of us here, those that just get old, versus those that are constantly still growing and learning and able to articulate themselves. And because I think some people I know over 50 they got around like there in the 60s and they just never changed from that day.
Yes.
So how have you managed to be the latter, and what would you say
Well, one of the indicators in my life, for instance, when I started out in the academic business, I was the director of student activities at UMass Boston. So I was in charge of getting all the tickets for the symphony to baseball. And among the other things, I found out I was really enthusiastic about the arts and about athletics and anything else in our culture. And we are so available to us so much in our culture that and for instance, and for Johnny, me, Summer, and Wayne, and Linda, and Patricia, who are my friends here, we love movies, but we love good movies. And so we are constantly enthusiastic about taking each other to movies, talking about them. I can tell you what keeps me very young is just having a show every week with this guy, because he's so brilliant. I just have to constantly be aware. And that's really the answer to your question is I love and look forward to the challenges of those people near me. I like being around smart people. I like being around people who are youthful, such as what you were describing. And of course, people are old when they're in their 30s. So I'm talking youthful, maybe not even chronologically, but in the way you look at life.
Let me.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I want to step in because I think I know what you're getting at, and I'm going to be presumptuous enough to help you answer this.
Okay.
I think. I know, but
I know where he's going to.
Circuitous, and I'm trying to wrap you up.
I got it. I got it.
Because you told me from the
I was
start.
ready,
oh my God,
5 minutes ago.
this interview went on too long.
I know.
So guess what, pal? What I think is the answer to your question is John's openness to the human experience.
Yeah, that's good.
And he is a compassionate, loving, intelligent human being, open to the entire realm of everything every single human being has to offer, and that's what makes him a beautiful person.
Good. That was a good question.
Yeah, thank
Great
you.
questions,
Listen,
thank you.
I got to tell you something real quick, and then we'll move on, is that, at the very outset of this show, we wanted this to be an audience participating show. We wanted people to stand up.
You,
Did we
buddy.
not? Like at the very start, guys, we
yeah.
try to pass the microphone around.
Wow.
And you know what? No one did it. No one did it. It is a testament to John's openness that I was just talking about, that so many people stepped forward to the stage to ask questions to this guy.
Thank you,
tonight.
Benny. I didn't know.
So thank you. All right. And now Mojo Flow, everybody.
Yeah.